Hello friends, welcome to Practice Notes. My name is Claire Druffner and I'm a co-founder and executive director here at Practice Notes. Today I'm going to walk you through what it means to problem solve in your practice. There are 3 steps to problem solving. First, observe what it is that you're actually doing by asking thought-provoking questions and bringing into focus your current mental and physical patterns. Second, identify what it is that you want the technique you're working on to sound like. You're going to do this by listening to your own ear, hearing what it is you want to sound like in your head, and then you're going to draw on past knowledge from teachers or peers, and then you're going to look to other musicians to see what they're doing in order to execute that technique. Third step is you're going to bridge the gap between the first 2 steps through experimentation. Now I'm going to give you a scenario so we can really break down these steps. Visualize yourself practicing. Okay, you hear a shift that's not so clean and you didn't really hit the note right on the head and the timing is a little bit off. Now you can wait until the end of the week to address this problem with your teacher in the valuable lesson time, or you can try and learn from yourself by problem solving and experimenting and become more self-reliant. So, first step on the practice process, right? You're going to observe what it is that's happening by asking those thought-provoking questions. So what's happening in your mind? What are you thinking about when you're doing those shifts? Play the shift several times and ask yourself, what am I thinking about? Am I thinking at all? Am I focused at all? Then you can notice what you're doing physically. Ask yourself, what is my arm doing? How's my elbow moving? Where's the movement coming from currently? How is my wrist moving? How are my fingers moving? Are they curved? Is my wrist rounded? Is my bow fast or slow? These are all very important things. You can set up a mirror or a video. I use my phone all the time to really notice what it is that's happening. So now that you've observed those things and written down and brought into focus exactly what it is that's happening, you can move on to step number 2, which is to really hear what you want the shift to sound like. So how you can identify what it is you want the shift to sound like, ask yourself, do you want the shift to be cleaner? Do you want it to be more relaxed? Do you want it to, how do you want it to sound? What is the timing of it? Then hear that in your head. Then you really want to look to past knowledge and teachers who've told you, what makes up the elements of a shift. How do you, shift? What are things that your teacher has told you to work on with shifts? Now, if you don't have a lot of past knowledge about how shifts work, don't worry, because we're at Practice Notes, we're going to come out with weekly videos on different techniques, from vibrato to spiccato to all sorts of things, as well as other practice tips so that you have the knowledge and you have the questions and the experimenting process for each of these techniques. So then, after you've drawn on that past knowledge and you've identified what it is you already know, you can look to other musicians, turn on a video recording, see why does that person have such clean shifts, what is their elbow doing? What is their bow doing? What are the different factors and variables? Let's just say for our, example that the person's elbow is higher and they're moving less. Okay, so you identify that. Third step, you're going to bridge the gap between 1 and 2 through experimentation. So raise the elbow, move a little less. Find out what you need to be thinking about mentally in order to get the job done and get that clean shift. And this is really done through experimentation because every person is different. And for example, I'm really, really tall. Not that tall, I'm 5'10", but I have these long arms, so I kind of have to figure out what works for me. And so raising your elbow, moving a little bit less. If those things don't work, drop them and move on. Say you realize, hey, I need to leave earlier on the first note in order to make a clean shift. Write that down, really bring into focus your solution, because those solutions, you want to have them so you can draw back on them in the future and build from them and improve from them. You don't want to forget the solution the next day, so make sure you know what it is that aha moment. So that's our problem solving process here at Practice Notes. I'm so glad you could join us, and if you learned something from this, and if you like the video, please give the video a like and follow us and share the video with your musician friends. We're really trying to build a community here at Practice, and so we can all learn from each other's solutions so that we're all, better a more informed and proficient musicians. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful practice. Bye for now.